To subscribe. Hey guys, what's up? It's Spectre. I've been kind of sick, so I sound yicky. But anyway, I just got done filming by myself, and I'm doing a clip for the Fandom Life Society. And Fandom Life Society, I know I've gotten a lot of questions of people asking about what it is, and one of the only ways I could use to describe it is to say that in life there comes a time when even if you push as hard as you can, even if you do everything and try your hardest and give your entire life to something, someday you will achieve your dreams. And I had that experience where, I spent like maybe a good almost 10 years trying to get to one place, and then I finally got to that place, and whenever it was over, there was kind of an emptiness. Sort of the bottom fell out, and I didn't really know what to do next. And I had always tried to push myself as hard as I could to reach this certain place, and then finally once I got there and it was over, I asked myself the all-important question, well, what now? Fandom Life Society is a place to go for many reasons, but one of those reasons is to help you find a way to reach the what now, what next. And today, even though I was by myself, and there is a neighborhood near where I'm at, and I'm pretty sure there's a guy on his porch watching with his dog going, what is she doing? Luckily the cops have not been called, so I find that to be good. If at any time you find yourself trying to take the next step in your life and you're not sure how to do that, I recommend at least starting with taking a breath. Just stop. Assess where you are at this point in this time in your biological reality, in your emotional reality, and give yourself a moment to breathe. I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder after a traumatic incident in my life, and I spent probably 2 to 3 years in constant suffering. Every loud noise, every harsh movement, every door shutting, every time someone came up behind me, walking through rooms full of people, it was unbearable. I wasn't able to function as a human being, and I was constantly living in a state of fight or flight response. What happens is your brain tells itself that you are in grave danger, and it secretes chemicals like adrenaline and endorphins in order for you to react in a quick way to save yourself from whatever the situation is. And the problem with post-traumatic stress disorder is kind of like allergies. Your brain is triggered by a situation, and when that situation arises, it immediately begins to secrete these chemicals and tell your brain that you're in trouble. The problem is the more you habituate a trigger, such as a loud, abrupt noise, with the fight or flight response, your brain literally physically changes. The neurons in your brain and the synapses in your brain start to move so that the communication space of the electricity is shorter and shorter and shorter. This can ruin your life. And what's funny is that even though it's recommended that people in certain situations like veterans take medication, you can't really take a medication that moves your brain again. You have to go through mental exercises and sometimes immersion therapy that literally disassociates those two things from each other. I will probably continue to struggle with PTSD for the rest of my life, but I found ways and therapies and situations that helped me disassociate my triggers with my responses, and it's really changed my life. It's made my life a lot better. And so for my piece for Fandom Life Society, that whole story aside, one of the ways that I found to rehabilitate myself was through movement. And this gave me a new way of looking at how I see the world, how I function in the world, and it really helped me a lot. That and lots of doggy cuddles. Lots and lots of doggy cuddles. I love my dogs. But anyway, today I came out here to film a little clip, and that'll probably have been released before this, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of backstory. And just so you know, if you are suffering inside from post-traumatic stress disorder, even if you feel totally alone, you know, maybe you are a veteran and you've come back and your family or your friends can't understand why it is that you're having such a hard time, why it is that you're having these issues and these episodes, take a breath. Assess yourself in the biological reality and in your emotional reality, and start with a simple decision. My decision was, do I want to continue to live this way? For me, the answer was no. I did want to live. Most of us continue with a strong desire to live, but don't think that just because you're suffering that you have to stop living to make it go away. That is not the answer. The answer is decide for yourself that you want to live a different way. There's a difference between surviving and thriving, and there are many ways to thrive. And I hope, if anything, that this message can reach you and let you know that there are lots of people out there that suffer with post-traumatic stress disorder. It can be caused by anything. I mean, you know, people with obsessive-compulsive disorder can suffer from the same brain synapse triggers as post-traumatic stress disorder. It's all in your brain. And there are ways to change your brain. Just like there are ways to live your life after your dreams are achieved, or even if you haven't made it there yet. So once you decide that you're ready to thrive, I hope that you can go out and find whatever it is that helps you do that. Anyway, if you have any comments on any of the things that I talked about today, or you want to share something, please comment down below. I would love to hear your stories. It's always good to hear stories from other people who have thrived through these kinds of situations, so that we can show that you're not alone. There is a sense of togetherness. And I hope that everybody is having a good year so far. I'm tired of being sick, that's for sure. But anyway, love you guys, and I will see you next time. Do to subscribe.